Coming at you from the Huntington Bank Studios, this is Advanced Manufacturing Pittsburgh, turning up the volume on manufacturing and technology with me, Jonathan Kirsting of the Pittsburgh Technology Council and TechVibe. And today we're getting amped up with Paul Heffernan of Clark Testing. So let's plug in and have some serious fun.
It's Jonathan Kirsting here with the Pittsburgh Tech Council and TechVibe, bringing you Amped Pittsburgh. I'm talking about Advanced Manufacturing Pittsburgh. And at the Tech Council, manufacturing and technology are like peanut butter and jelly. And we're the bread here to put this all together to make a delicious sandwich about all the great stuff happening here within manufacturing. And I was just at Clark Testing probably about a month or so ago. Ran into one Paul Heffernan here, Paul. And when I went to your facilities, it just blew my mind what you guys are doing there and how you're doing things there that aren't being done anyplace else.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Anywhere nearby,
it's
right?
It's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'm like, you got to be my first guest on Amped because these are the types of companies like yours that just make Pittsburgh magical. We are this resource. People from around the world are coming here to see you and what you do, Paul. So what do you do again?
Well, you got a half a day?
I did.
Well, we're pretty excited about the role we play regionally, nationally, and internationally in helping companies innovate and bring products to market. So we do testing and validation. We support engineering companies, manufacturing companies, in support of the product development and product development cycles that they're doing. So we're sort of an extension of the research and development team at these companies.
You're like the fifth Beatle of these places, man. You're like in the background ready to go. That's what I'm saying.
So what we try to do is we team with and collaborate with our customers because sometimes you have engineers that come in, they may have not been experienced in doing this testing before, or maybe they are trying to get a new product through the cycle to get it to market.
Right.
So we've been doing it. We've been testing for over 34 years now.
That's amazing.
Yeah, 1992 was our first acquisition.
And when you say testing, you test everything and anything. I'm talking massive things, small things. If they need to be shaken, stirred, whatever that may be, you can find out what kind of punishment that they can take before they're put into actual use.
Right. Well, to your point, when we first met at our test laboratory in the South Hills here in Pittsburgh, we installed one of the largest shake tables in the eastern seaboard of the United States. And so we're excited about how that's going to help companies like in the rail industry, in the defense industry, power generation, and even space exploration. Because having that resource for the largest shake table in the U.S., we can simulate the vibration any of our customers see when they're putting their equipment in the field.
That is just so important because you can have the best product or piece of machinery, but if it doesn't survive a harsh environment, then there's no point. And you can validate that way before it becomes too late. Sure. So obviously, this is probably one of the most crucial steps. But a customer is very nervous probably when they step in your facilities because they're like, oh God, let's make sure our engineering actually holds up, right?
Yeah, and the relief they have when they leave the lab and they're done, it's like, whew.
Absolutely.
So the thing is, what we do is we simulate the environment that their product is going to see once they get it to market. So they go, it begins with sort of a plan, then a prototype, then development, manufacturing the prototype, and then they come to us. And a lot of times they'll do some engineering with the finite element analysis or modeling, and then they'll bring it to the actual lab to have it tested. And that's where we put it through the rigors of different test specifications. We deal with many different test standards like ASTM, which is the American Society of Test and Measurement. And then there's other standards which are international IEC standards and MIL standards as well. And we can basically support a variety of customers through various industries in all of those test specifications.
It's amazing because I think about you when you just mentioned some of the key industries that you work with. I mean, literally, I don't think there's an industry out there that hasn't come through your doors. And I'm not just talking about local companies in Pittsburgh area. Yeah. We're talking literally, and this is the thing that really stuck with me when you were making this ribbon cutting of the giant shake table, was you're basically saying that literally people from around the world, you're talking folks from Korea, are driving down our humble little Route 51 to get to your testing facilities. And I just think that's amazing because they're literally, they have to come to Pittsburgh to have this type of work done.
Yeah, because we touch so many industries, and particularly, say, the nuclear power industry.
Yes.
And the legacy that we have as a former Westinghouse facility, and we acquired it in 1992. We have carried that nuclear power legacy all the way through. So we have this quality assurance program in place that we have continued over the years, and that enables us to qualify customers of equipment to go into a nuclear power plant So it shuts, the power plant shuts down in a calculated manner in the event that there's an earthquake or something that happens. So we have valve companies and actuator companies, companies manufacturing electrical breakers and switches, flying into, like you said, Pittsburgh International, driving down the gauntlet of traffic lights on Route 51 and parking at our test campus in Jefferson Hills, formerly Large, Pennsylvania.
Yeah. First off, I have a soft spot because I ride my bike through there all the time when I'm on the Montour Trail. And so many times I've ridden my bike past there. I know you guys were testing stuff, but I said it really opened my eyes when I went there to actually see your facilities and also to see your team of people there. You have to have some of the most amazing employees. I mean, they're doing a tough job there. I mean, they're rigging stuff up. I mean, they're like, you got folks look like they're mechanics that are but they're engineers. And there's just so much going on there. I can see the excitement because they're testing such a variety of different things.
Right.
And they know that the things that they're doing are really important. Like you said, you're qualifying things for nuclear level stuff.
Right.
You can't think of anything that's to have a more stringent set of standards. Right. Something like that, and it's happening in your shop, right?
Yeah. I mean, for example, Jonathan, yesterday, I'm out in the laboratory, our seismic lab. We have one of the 3 largest seismic shake tables in the United States. So we can put really big stuff on it. So equipment, not only that goes into the nuclear industry, equipment that goes into a transmission and distribution or a substation. If you're driving by a substation,
100%.
You see those big, tall insulators that are made of either ceramic or rubber. Well, we just tested one yesterday, and you can imagine when you're shaking the bottom, the top is really flopping back and forth, and I'm talking to the customer, he says, well, I think we have to go back to the drawing board. Well, we do that because we want to make sure that that electricity is still generated and transmitted during an event. If there's a seismic event, that will continue to operate because it's gone through the rigors of a seismic test at our laboratory.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. That's why I seriously, it's one of those things where I feel like we just cannot take it for granted that we're safe in this world because things are tested ahead of time and it's done through facilities like yours. I'm going to go back again. Once again, this is my home base when I went to go visit you guys. We had this ribbon cutting with our friends Huntington, actually, who were there because
great supporter.
I didn't realize it was a community effort for you guys to get this new shake table. Right. Which I thought was amazing because I wasn't expecting to see my friends from Huntington there. I'm like, what are you guys doing here? Like, oh, we help with the financing to be able to procure this. And then you had state leaders here. Was Devlin was
State
there.
Senator Devlin Robinson and a team of people from Allegheny Strategic Partners and that group and State Senator and the State Representative Kuzma and Huntington Bank. We put that coalition together and were able to get state support and private support. And then we wound up realizing the dream of installing one of the most unique pieces of test equipment in the country.
Exactly. And then I think about when you have that piece of equipment now, like how that's going to open up your business.
Yeah, it does. And we also continue the business that we have. So we support, say, the rail industry. And even the busing industry. So we have customers that, believe it or not, when you get on a rail car or a bus, it's air conditioned in a hot day, right? Well, those big air conditioners that are on the top of the buses and trains, they won't fit on the average shake table, vibration table. And so if you think and see how the roads in Pittsburgh we talked about before and how the equipment is vibrating going back and forth, well, anything can fail in terms of a disconnection of a part or something, a circuit breaks or disconnects. We have the ability to sort of simulate and mimic that environment.
And then when you're done with that, just put it on a bus again and drive down 51 a few times. Just to make sure the shake table did its job, right?
There's plenty of potholes to do the real life simulation.
Exactly, because you got 51 there.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that.
Yeah.
So you gave me a really cool story I think people need to know about is how you worked with the Artemis.
Yes.
That was amazing to me. Tell me about the testing you did with that, because that just goes to show you guys can test anything.
In addition to vibration testing, we do structural testing, load testing, and fatigue testing. So we've done everything from the arm that is the umbilical to the rocket. And so what we did was we simulated that umbilical arm that basically is bringing the power generation and the oxygen and all of the gases to the rocket.
Lifeline for
pre-launch, right? And then once it launches, the fuel cells kick in and power it. But pre-launch, what we're doing is we're powering the rocket as it's getting prepped. And so when that rocket gets ready to go, that arm, that umbilical arm, has to slam shut in 4 seconds. And so what we do is we set up a mock-up of the tower, set up a mock-up of the rocket. Our customer brought the umbilical arm in, and then what we did was we had everything connected in terms of all of the gases, electrical connections, and then what happens is there's explosion bolts, blow it, and then it slams shut, and then basically that's how a successful test in the umbilical arm happens.
I mean, you mentioned something to me that I thought was so interesting. It was like months of preparation for basically a 4-second test, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Tell me about that.
And they did it multiple times.
Of course, yes.
And building a 3-story simulated tower, launch tower.
Wait, so you have a 30-foot?
Yeah, 30-foot steel structure. We didn't build the building.
Right.
We didn't build the rocket. What we did was we built a steel structure that would simulate where the launch arm was bolted to, and then the rocket, we had sort of a curvature of a...
Right, you had the exact curvature that would be of the Artemis rocket and stuff.
And then what we did was we basically did the launch arm simulation. We did 2 models. We did, I think it was a 4-foot and then a 7-foot model that were different. And then we had to do a couple of simulations. So we did several slam shuts of both models. Yeah.
So first off, like, I think to myself, how the astronaut's safety was in your hands there. If that thing doesn't pull away properly, that can mess the launch up. I mean, I don't know the specifics, but I'm feeling like before that thing can it's got to make sure there's nothing still stuck to it. So I think it goes to show you just how important your testing is. And
it's important, and it's extremely important that, like you alluded to earlier, we have qualified, quality people. And then the other important part, Jonathan, is our relationship with our customer. So we are partners as we are going through these sophisticated test programs.
Exactly.
And our collaboration that's happening is every step of the way, what we start off with is a test plan. And so we either collaborate with the customer, or we build the test plan, or they may have the test plan. And then when the test plan is reviewed by our test team, our test engineers, and then we show it to the customer, we, at that point, both sign off on the test plan and then begin the test program. And then they see every step of the way we stop. We have a very strict quality assurance program.
I can only imagine. I mean, I can only imagine because, like, once again, people's lives are in your hand.
Right.
And that, to me, is like you got to be
as
simple as that.
And I tell our team, I said, look, we're testing things that are going on to nuclear-powered submarines, aircraft carriers, ships, rail cars.
Is there anything you don't test?
No, we don't do a lot of testing for residential furniture and stuff like that. It's mostly large industrial stuff.
You're not shaking couches to pieces.
No, we're not.
Just the important stuff.
Yeah.
No, that to me is absolutely amazing. And I'm going to go back to home base again when I was at my visit there. All the memories are coming back. So I really had a fantastic time there.
It was fun.
Because I just love seeing stuff being made, being tested. To me, I just get so excited about that, which is why we're doing this series with Huntington Bank, is because this is what makes our region tick. And I see the people that are working there. And go back to your people. I've never seen a more dedicated group of folks that were out there.
Right.
And as we're getting the tours, like, you could just see the passion.
Yeah.
So what's it like when working at Clark? And I know that you guys are probably always looking for talent and stuff like that as well, too. Give me a little more insight on that.
Well, we really focus on culture. And so we really work hard making sure people have a work-life balance. It's a family company.
Yeah.
You met my son. He's the president of the company, does an unbelievable job, educated at Pitt and Carnegie Mellon. And so we are excited about the fact that at one point in time, they were talking about demolishing the building we're in and putting a hotel there.
Really?
But today, we have about 75 engineers, test technicians, lab research analysts, and administrators and salespeople, and we're continuing to hire. And so we have basically taken this opportunity to have this infrastructure that's in place, and we have done our best to leverage it. But what we have to do is I tell people you could have all of the equipment in the world, test equipment in the world. The most important part of that test equipment are the people behind it.
100%.
And so that quality assurance program, they need to ensure that the data we provide our customer is quality data. And how we do that is a series of our quality program, our calibration. Everything is traceable to NIST, which is the National Institute of Standards and Testing.
Doesn't get any better than that.
No.
Any more official than that.
Right.
Yeah.
And so we welcome quality audits from our customers and from the independent auditing agencies that we qualify to, we welcome those audits because it makes us better. Yeah. And the fortunate thing is our employees and our team know how important that is. And so safety and quality are the pillars of our company.
100%. One thing that I was really surprised to learn about when I was there, you were giving me a tour, was you took me upstairs into the room where you do all this different testing for oil and things like that. Like I had no idea about this, and I'm a total car nerd. Yeah. I know my SAEs, I know my 020s and all that kind of fun stuff. Tell me about this, some of the services you do in that area.
Well, the lubrication laboratory that we have, we test used lubricants and new lubricants. Clark Testing is the #1 laboratory that works with ASTM. They have selected us for over 20 years, close to 25 years we've been doing this program. And what we do is we calibrate labs throughout the world. So we do what they call a round robin or proficiency testing. And we get bulk materials and bulk samples in from large production companies, and you name Marathon, Exxon, Chevron. All those companies are sending us sample product. And that sample product could be anything. Hydraulic fluid, diesel fuel, engine oil, gasoline, and jet fuel. Anything.
A little bit of everything kind of coming in.
We get hundreds of drums in, and what we do is we've got tanks, 4,000, 5,000 gallon tanks. We blend it, and then what we do is we test it, send our test results to ASTM, and then we bottle it in either 1 liter or 1 gallon bottles, and virtually send it all over the world.
So they can test against that to make sure that they got the good stuff.
So that laboratory in India or Indiana is sending their data to ASTM, and ASTM is saying, okay, you're meeting the standard. You are within the ASTM standard.
Once again, you're putting Pittsburgh in the center of the world. Right.
Well, thank you for saying it, but there are laboratories in, like I said, China and India and Russia and every continent. Getting samples that have Clark Testing logo on it.
That's so cool. Oh my goodness, the sun never sets on Clark Testing.
No, it doesn't. That's a good line.
I couldn't resist. You can take that one.
Thank you.
The next one's $5.
All right.
That's amazing. And the best part of my visit was I went home with a T-shirt.
Yes.
So I feel like I'm part of the Clark staff. I wear it all the time. I'm like Clark Testing. That's right.
Well,
like, what's that? Like, let me tell you, do you got 5 minutes?
Great branding. Thank you.
That's amazing. So what is the future now? I mean, I think about a key piece, obviously, when you put that new shake table in.
Right.
I just feel like you're just going to keep growing. And you're a family business, which is so interesting to me, to have something like this as a family business with your son functioning as the president and so forth. Where do you see things moving right now for Clark?
Well, our growth and our next phase is always driven by the customer. So we've got a large customer in the rail industry. And we have the capability right now to simulate a rail car. We've done simulations for the Phoenix rail system, San Francisco, we've done Denver. And what we do is we simulate the rail car going through its course, its cycle. It's funny, if you walk by the wall and you listen to it, it sounds like you're in the station at Pittsburgh.
Oh, that's so cool.
It sounds like a train coming in and then leaving the station.
Oh, cool.
Exactly. So, but anyway, we've got a customer now that we can test 2 axles on a rail car, and our customers come to us and said, hey, we would like to partner with you. What if we help you and partner with you to do 4 axles on a rail car?
Nice.
So we're working with that.
First off, I just love it. I hate to interrupt. I love it when you're able to work with a customer and it's going to develop a new service and product for you.
Right.
That is awesome.
Exactly.
And think about the level of trust
that
customer has in you to invest in that.
Right.
I'll go back. Sorry.
Okay.
I had to interrupt because I was like, that is just gold to me right there.
What's happening today, and we heard the president of Huntington Bank, Susie, mentioned the growth that's going on, not only in Pittsburgh, but throughout the country. And in the power generation and the energy sector, we're doing a lot for the nuclear power industry, and there are several different key manufacturers in the nuclear power industry, all customers of Clark Testing, and they have come to us and said, your seismic shake table, we would like to invest to make sure that we have capacity and availability for that seismic table going into the future, because there's stress right now on the electric grid, and as we're building out these data centers need new power, and there's talk about new nuclear power plants, the small modular reactors. So we have companies in the nuclear power and the nuclear industry in that space that are coming to Clark Testing saying, hey, we would like to work with you in collaboration to expand your capability. And then finally in the defense sector, we've got the electromagnetic testing capability. Remember the chambers you saw that looked kind of... So we have certain capabilities that one of our defense contract customers has said that we want to sort of basically buy up the capability and capacity of your lab for the rest of the year.
Oh my goodness.
Can you duplicate this? And so we're in negotiation. So it's really customer driven when we are looking at the next step in terms of growth of the company.
Yeah, it's a very exciting.
It is.
And as we wrap this thing up, I want to talk about just how important manufacturing is to the Pittsburgh region. Of course, the Tech Council, so many of our members are manufacturers, and the integration of technology, that is so important, and we see the growth potential. We see the growth happening now.
Right.
Obviously, what are your thoughts on that?
So again, we carry the legacy, right? So we're a former Westinghouse laboratory. We're a former U.S. Steel laboratory. So we're still supporting those customers. And those companies are doing great. I don't know if you saw the Business Times. U.S. Steel's doubling the investment in the Mon Valley area.
When I saw that the other day, I was like,
I immediately sent the announcement to my team. And so these companies, basically the Westinghouses, the Alcoas, the U.S. Steels, and we have a lot of legacy Westinghouse companies that are operating as like Hitachi, Mitsubishi Electric. They're all customers of Clark Testing.
Of course they are.
We're doing great business with them, but they're continuing to keep the testing in the area. They're continuing to keep the local regional supply chain busy, whether it's for the rail industry, the power generation industry, the defense industry. There's a huge number of companies that support the Navy in this area.
Of course.
And so we're all sort of getting together and collaborating and working together. And we love being just sort of a part of that support service.
Yeah, it's a whole ecosystem going on there.
And so the manufacturers, so if we weren't here, then these manufacturers wind up going to hunt. They go to Research Triangle Park in North Carolina. They'd have to go to either Alabama or
Long Island or something like that. Yeah.
So the laboratory options or Chicago, are not that many. And so now they just basically are able to come to our lab and then go home and sleep at the house at night.
Yeah, isn't that a lot better?
Yeah.
I mean, as much as I love the waffles at the hotels and stuff, I'd rather be home.
And if there's an engineering problem, they can call an engineer from headquarters or from the R&D unit, and they'll come down on site.
They can be like, what's going on here?
There's a ton of value in that.
100%. Before we leave, though, there's one last thing that I think we got to talk about.
Right.
And I didn't realize you guys were part of this, which I'm very excited to learn more about, is your role in cybersecurity.
Right, yeah.
How does that work at Clark Testing?
So we are what's called ITAR certified, and that is a certification that we have with the State Department to handle CUI, controlled unclassified data. And we have, for the last 3 years, been working on a CMMC certification, which is a cyber certification specifically for the defense industry. We are at the last phase of our audit, and we will be one of the first test laboratories in the United States to have this CMMC certification. And we're pretty proud of that.
Yeah.
We've got a great IT team that has been spearheading this process. Our auditors who have been working with us for now, it's been about a 3-month audit. We are in the last 2 weeks of it.
All right. Well, good luck on coming down the home stretch.
Yeah, and certification will happen, and then we'll basically be out there promoting the fact that we are a test laboratory with this certification, a U.S.-based owned laboratory where there's a lot more international competition.
Yeah.
And so we are excited about supporting our customers with the security and the quality.
You're just adding one more thing on your brochure that's really setting you apart.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, all this comes as what a magnificent resource that our region has in Clark Testing to help our local manufacturers, but to bring manufacturers from around the world right down 51 and into your parking lot there in Large, PA, in Jefferson Hills there, which is just amazing stuff. It is an amazing story.
Thank you.
And you can tell I get really enthusiastic about it because I just love seeing what you guys do. When I was on my tour there, getting my T-shirts, I was like, man, what a cool thing. And I'm so glad we're able to connect and get this story together, because I just think our viewers and our listeners out there are going to just be like, wow, that's Pittsburgh, man.
We're pretty excited to be a part of Pittsburgh, a part of the whole sort of ecosystem of manufacturing and everything that's happening with the new environments, the new markets, the EVs, the
everything,
batteries, robotics, everything, AI, and we are just a part of being sort of the service sector that's supporting all of this manufacturing growth in the region.
100%.
It's an awesome thing happening here in Pittsburgh.
You're the best, Paul. Thank you so much,
Jonathan,
for entertaining me.
Yeah. And if you're on your bike
Yes.
and you need some water, pull over, come in, and I'd love to help you out.
Paul said I could stop by. I swear.
Absolutely.
You're the best. Hey, in case you forgot, this has been Jonathan Kirsting having way too much fun.
Awesome.
Here
Me too.
I'm a little amped up.
I am too.
For lack of a better term. And I cannot wait to see you on the next one because we're going to be exploring stories just like this.